These are 30 Fortnite pickaxes you're lucky to have. Coming in hot from Chapter 2 Season 1 is the Harley Hitter pickaxe. Not only is this a DC series exclusive, but it also ranks as the 4th most popular pickaxe in the game. Imagine thousands of pickaxes, but this absolute gem and go-to weapon for Harley Quinn coming in the top 5. And this is going up in rarity too, considering we haven't had a DC event in a hot minute. Wild, right? But not as wild as the throwback axe. Yep, this is the default pickaxe players got handed in Chapter 1, but Fortnite brought it back complete with its perfect imperfections in Chapter 2 Season 4 to give the OGs a nice trip down memory lane. But even apart from that, it's just a solid item to bonk enemy players with. Next up is the Lovelorn axe. This shiny pickaxe came slapped in with the cross comms pack and was offered for $4 in the item shop. Apart from the axe, players also got their hands on Tegan, the Lovethorn back bling, a Lego variant of Tegan's skin, and 600 V-Bucks to make you happy. But the pack hasn't been back in the item shop for over 500 days since last year's June, so count yourself lucky if you got it. Then the Pow Pow Crusher slammed its way into Chapter 2 Season 8 as part. Even though Arcane got its Season 2, Jinx never got to return to the game, oddly enough, and neither did her pickaxe. I can't imagine not wanting a giant neon-colored hammer because, honestly, this thing looks fun. It's got a digestible 800 V-Buck price tag and 2 little jets at the back of its head. Unlimited Pow Pow! But that's not the only chunky pickaxe it feels good to whack things with. The Gravity Hammer was last seen in June of 2022 and it came bundled up with Master Chief from Halo. There's something about the Gaming Legends series in Fortnite that makes them resistant to return to the item shop, and the Gravity Hammer joins that growing set. Since the collab with Halo is highly unlikely right now, Master Chief and all his equipment will remain locked out of the item shop. Anyway, let's take a break from hammers and move over to the dual-wielding Jagged Edge pickaxe. These spiky little beauties popped up in 2019 for Season 10 of Chapter 1, and they really contributed to making that season so memorable. Sadly, even though they were super popular among the players then, Fortnite let them get lost in the void because it's been 5 years since we've seen them make a return. And I could say the same about the Maker hooks too, because as far as movie items go, this mean-looking pickaxe deserved to return for Dune 2. For the first movie, Fortnite gave us Paul Atreides and Cheney alongside some Dune-themed cosmetics. One of those cosmetics was the Maker hooks, which were Fremen tools used to ride the giant sandworms of Arrakis. But when Dune 2 was released in 2024, none of the items came popping back into the item shop. Also, I didn't think any dual-wielding pickaxe among all the ones that we have could look as sharp as the Iron Claws, because they're literally meat cleavers with spiky handles. These July cosmetics joined the Fortnite Summer Splash event with the Shore Leave outfit back in 2020, but they've not returned since then, and there's no possible explanation as to why. The Iron Claws were only available for one item shop rotation, and even though they were dirt cheap for the price of 500 V-Bucks, I bet most of us couldn't get to them in time. And I bet you haven't seen a more bizarre looking pickaxe than the Bucky Bat. This hard hitter is what you get when you strap 2 helmets together on a spiky baseball bat. The Bucky Bat comes in 3 variants: the default, the minty, and the flaming. Even though it gives players 3 looks to choose from, the Bucky Bat wasn't too popular with the community back in Chapter 2 Season 3. I guess you could blame the fairly steep price of 800 V-Bucks for it, but for better or for worse, we haven't seen it make a comeback for 4 years. Truth be told, it's not a terribly exciting pickaxe, but it's definitely rare. Next up is Snake Eyes' Katana. The iconic blade of the iconic Snake Eyes' Katana came as part of the Snake Eyes set, and it seems the years have not been kind to it, or it's been absent for over 3 years now. Despite how cool Snake Eyes is, it seems that younger audiences don't have a lot of love for the 80s G.I. Joe cartoon characters, leaving Snake Eyes and all things associated with him as flops. But what players are really hoping for to return is Travis Scott's Diamond Jack pickaxe. We haven't seen Travis make a return to the item shop in over 4 years, and that leaves little luck for his drip as well. The Diamond Jack is super unique because it's really just diamonds lining up the axe, making it look a different kind of fancy. Players who like the glitter and gold would appreciate wielding this thing, but only if they could get their hands on it. Moving on, the Rock Breaker doesn't even look like a pickaxe at first glance. It's essentially a cluster of drills glued together, and personally, I would have liked to see this as a mythic item at some point in the game. Anyway, despite its weird appearance, it's worth noting that it's one of the rarest pickaxes, been gone now for over 5 whole years. Next up is the Axe of Champions. This thing was built exclusively for sweaties, and there are only 14 players in the world who have this pickaxe in their lockers. Because the Axe of Champions was only available for those who managed to win the FNCS Champion Series, it automatically qualifies as a bragging rights item as well. It's been replaced now, so whoever's still holding on to this one, they are meant to be feared and respected. needed. But if sweats and fancy weaponry aren't your thing, the crowbar is for players who prefer to chill and whack opponents in their own time. You might think that something as common as this kind of pickaxe would be regularly featured in Fortnite, but you'd be so wrong. The crowbar is a one-of-a-kind pickaxe that only featured in Chapter 1. It hasn't returned ever since, so if you weren't dropping in during 2018 or 2019, you're straight out of luck with this one. And one of the earliest collaborations in the game was one with Major Lazer. His laser axe was part of the Laserisms set in Chapter 1 Season 10. While first introduced as a rare, the laser axe has joined the ranks of the Icon series. But even with this updated set, the pickaxe itself has not returned for quite some time. It rocks a pretty cool gladiator-ish design with a kind of golden glow to it. Let's move on next to a fan favorite, the Leviathan axe. The gaming community loved this axe for two reasons. One, because duh, it's Kratos' weapon of choice, and two, because this thing was bugged when it first came out, making it swing faster than a regular pickaxe. Whoever wielded this frosty axe could deal damage quicker and stay ahead of the curve. Whilst Kratos and his cosmetics were added back to the shop during the most logical season for him to return in, the set still has not appeared, leaving the Leviathan axe in the hands of those who purchased it over 3 years ago. The next pickaxe in line is one that shipped with the very rare Borderlands Psycho Bandit. The Psycho Buzz axes look uber cool with the Fortnite animation style on them, but even their sickle and pizza cutter design is one that'll make you want to reach for your wallet. It's been 4 years since we got these mean looking buzz cutters in the item shop. Then the Instigator was available only to those who managed to link their Twitch Prime account to their Epic Games account in 2018. So in a way, I guess you were paying the price of Twitch Prime to bag this pickaxe. There's no way to get it now because the promotion ended like 5 years ago. Another pickaxe with a black and red colorway going on is the Stealth Angular axe. But where you got the Instigator by paying a small price for Twitch Prime membership, you actually had to go and buy a whole Nvidia graphics card to obtain the Stealth Angular axe. Very steep price to pay for an axe if you ask me, but some people wanted a graphics card anyway, so bonus. Also, regional pickaxes are totally a thing because the pointer was only available for players in China. It was introduced in 2018 and players logging in from China automatically had it waiting in their inventory. But that wasn't the only one reserved for the Chinese. These guys also got their hands on the very industrial looking Power Grip. It kind of reminds me of my physics class from high school. Also, I totally dig the yellow and orange color theme. Heading on next to Raider's Revenge. This pickaxe is a classic from the first season. Players haven't gotten it after reaching level 35. It's basically an axe with a pickaxe blade screwed on top with barbed wire around it. If anyone ever made this in real life, they'd have a real menace on their hands. The Permafrost pickaxe gives off a similar vibe thanks to the icy blue blade on one end and spikes on the other. Permafrost was part of the Harbinger set and only available to players who managed to reach Battle Pass level 100 and completed all of Ragnarok's challenges. Meaning you weren't done if you reached the end of Season 5's pass. You had to get ready to grind through the challenges a bit all the way up to stage 4 to get this bad boy. Then feast your eyes on the Symbiote Scythe, a Marvel series pickaxe that shipped with the Venom bundle for 2,800 V-Bucks. This pickaxe came out first to celebrate Venom's second movie, Let There Be Carnage, in 2021, and it was gone for a good 3 years before making a return for Venom's third movie, The Last Dance. And considering this was the last installment, there's no telling when or if the Symbiote Scythe will ever be making a return. Oh, and fun fact, this pickaxe can be wielded by every character model, but the Symbiote Slasher is a pickaxe exclusive to only Venom. No other skin can use it, making the Slasher a collector's item for Venom lovers. This thing's also a part of the Venom bundle from Chapter 2 Season 4, but the Symbiote Slasher could have also been obtained for free by competing and ranking high enough in the Venom Cup in November 2020. Next up is Dark Razor, and believe me when I say this thing is very rare because players only could have gotten it if they bought the Xbox One S console that shipped with the skin Dark Vertex. There was an option to buy an Xbox One S controller instead, but that only gave players the skin, not the pickaxe nor the glider. All of the items in the set had a very cool purple theme going on too. Right, we're moving on to the Sunfall Scythe, and remember when I said China got 2 exclusive pickaxes? Well, Japan wasn't staying too far behind either because this pickaxe was a Japan V-Buck code exclusive. That still doesn't stop it from popping up in the item shop, but it does go to show that Fortnite likes sprinkling a little extra love for its Japanese fan base. So you didn't have to be in a particular region for the Photonic Striker, but you did need to be a Fortnite crew member for 6 straight months to unlock its final 3 colors. This pickaxe is wild because it has a total of 6 different stages and you could wield it as a classic, dual wield, or switching subtype. I wouldn't call this one super rare or anything, but considering you have to be invested in the game for 6 months, the Photonic Striker definitely demands loyalty. And another Fortnite crew exclusive was the Masterwork Pickaxe from Chapter 4 Season 1. Fortnite really loved this item because they even made a separate trailer to showcase this neon glowing baby in action. Still, I feel like Chapter 4 Season 1 wasn't too popular, so you might want to check if you have this axe stashed up in your locker. Lastly, please welcome Rainbow Racer's pickaxe, the Drive Shaft. This was available in Chapter 2 Season 6 as part of the Hollow Traffic set, but not everyone managed to get this pickaxe because you had to get a friend to sign up on a website as part of the Refer a Friend challenge. challenge. This was an entire process, so I wouldn't be surprised if many players skipped over it. Now, one lucky subscriber will win 2,800 V-Bucks in the next 7 days, so subscribe.